Ever find yourself staring at a chart thinking, is this the right moment to pull the trigger? That uncertainty usually comes from one thing, a lack of a proper checklist. Today I'm walking you through my A+ trading checklist, the exact steps I follow to find high probability trades. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for before hitting buy or sell. Let's get started. First things first, context. If you don't understand where the market is, you're setting yourself up for failure. And by context, I mean knowing if price is in a premium or a discount zone. So how do you figure this out? Start by marking up your higher time frames. Look at the daily or 4-hour chart. Is price closer to the highs or the lows of the range? If it's at the highs, you're in a premium zone. This is where you want to sell. If it's at the lows, you're in a discount zone. This is where you want to buy. An easy way to mark out the premium and discount is by finding 50% of the range. Above 50% is premium, below 50% is discount. On this chart, prices at the highs, we've marked the range from low to high, and you can clearly see that we are in a premium zone. So what should we be looking for? Sells. Another thing I like to look for is the overall sentiment. Are we bullish, bearish, or consolidating? Price is quite clearly pushing to the upside, maintaining higher highs and higher lows. Another sign that we are bullish is price disrespecting bearish PD arrays. For example, this bearish order block was disrespected. What's this telling us? That the market wants to continue higher. So now that we know where we are, where can price move? Well, it makes sense for price to retest the discount zone of the overall range. This step alone can filter out so many bad trades. Trust me, most traders lose because they skip this part. Alright, once you've got your context, it's time to hunt for a liquidity sweep within our higher time frame POIs. This is where the market takes out stop losses sitting above a recent swing high or below a swing low. Liquidity sweeps are like the market's way of clearing the field before the real move happens. Some key liquidity levels to look out for are previous day, week, and session highs and lows. Is the challenge phase feeling like a roadblock? Why stress when you can skip it and go straight to a funded account? We'll take care of the challenge for you, and there's no upfront cost. Zero risk, zero hassle. Hundreds of traders are already making money with us, so why wait? Spots are filling up fast. Hit the link in the description and start your journey today. We'll get you set up within the hour. During the New York session last week, I spotted a sweep above a swing high. So stops were cleared and the market reversed sharply. I waited for my confirmation and entered for a sell. But had I entered before the sweep, I would have been one of those traders getting stopped out. Pro tip, liquidity sweeps are most reliable during the London or New York sessions. The volume during these times adds weight to the setup. Now comes the exciting part, the entry trigger. This is where we use concepts like fair value gaps and/or order blocks to pinpoint the exact level to enter. These zones are like magnets for price because they represent areas where smart money has left unfilled orders. Fair value gaps happen when price moves so fast that it leaves a gap in the candlestick structure. When price retraces to fill that gap, it's a great spot to enter. Here's a quick breakdown. Look for a strong impulsive move, mark the gap between two candles, and wait for price to retrace into that zone. But let's break it down with an example. On Friday, I spotted a fair value gap in the middle of a downtrend. Price retraced, tapped into the gap, and shot down. I entered right as price filled the gap and rode the trend to new lows. Whether you prefer fair value gaps or order blocks, the key is patience and let price come to your zone, don't chase it. Feeling stuck with your trading? It's time to level up with our full education package. We stream live daily, bringing you real value from 2 experienced traders who are right there in the markets with you. Join a growing community of traders who are improving their strategies and seeing real results. So with daily insights, live sessions, and course videos, plus ongoing uploads, you'll have everything you need to trade smarter. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description and start learning today. Enrollment is closing soon. Secure your spot before it's too late and take your trading to the next level. Alright, you've got your entry set up. Now let's talk about risk management, because without it, even the best trades can turn into disasters. The golden rule, don't risk more than 1 to 2% of your account per trade. Let's say your account is $100,000 and your stop loss is 50 pips. Calculate your position size so that if you're stopped out, you only lose $1,000 to $2,000. This is how you stay in the game long enough to see the wins. And don't forget about your stop loss placement. It should be outside the zone of your entry trigger. For example, if you're trading a fair value gap, place your stop just below the gap for a long trade or above it for a short. And this way, you're protected against fake outs. Consistency beats big wins every time, so stick to solid risk management, and over time, with a consistent trading plan, you will find profitability. Alright, you've got your entry and risk management down. Now let's talk about locking in those profits. Knowing when to take your money off the table is just as important as getting in at the right time. Start by keeping it straightforward. Look at previous session highs or lows. These are great spots to aim for because price tends to revisit these levels, making them perfect targets for taking some or all of your profit. Another solid option is opposing PD arrays. If you've entered on a fair value gap, think about taking profit when price hits the next significant array, like an order block or another fair value gap. It's a simple way to keep your strategy consistent and grounded. Or if you're more into numbers, go with a set risk to reward ratio. Let's say you're risking 1%, you could aim for 2 to 3% in profit. So in this way, even if you take a few losses, your wins will cover them. The goal is to stay in the game and let those small wins stack up. And hey, don't get caught up chasing the big wins. Small, consistent gains are where it's at. It might not be as flashy, but trust me, it adds up over time and keeps your stress levels down. So whether it's session highs and lows, PD arrays, or a simple risk to reward ratio, just stick to your plan. Keep it consistent, stay disciplined, and you'll see your account grow steadily. Last but not least, let's talk timing. Your setup might be perfect, but if it doesn't align with the session bias, it might not work. The London and New York sessions are where the ideal moves happen. Asia also works well for certain pairs, which I've mentioned in my other videos. I'll leave them linked in the description. Pay special attention to the London and New York session overlaps. These are the golden hours when both London and New York markets are active, creating the most volatility. Remember, time and price is needed. So let me show you some recent trades I've taken that ticked all the boxes. A reminder, sometimes a trade can show you all your confirmations, but you may still lose that trade. Our goal is to build up the highest probability trade because we know that over a series of trades following our plan, we are profitable. On the weekly time frame, price took out this week's high. Therefore, buy-side liquidity was swept to the upside. On the daily time frame, price had also tapped into a fair value gap. So straight away, there are two confluences for us to be looking for short positions. But remember, we still need clarity and confirmation from the lower time frames. On the 4-hour time frame, there wasn't much data. Price was pushing to the upside, and I could see clearly that the previous highs were then taken out. Refining the previous fair value gap from the daily time frame, you can see we have another fair value gap that price tapped into, giving us more reasoning to look for potential sells. On the 1-hour time frame, we saw an impulse to the downside, and we also noticed a fair value gap within the current range. So moving from external range liquidity, we're looking at the internal range liquidity. This is vital. On the 30-minute time frame, looking at the impulse to the downside, what do you notice? What points of interest do we have? Okay, so we can quite clearly see that there's an up close candle before this push to the downside. This was a valid order block, so I was waiting for a retrace into this. Now let's try and give this OB some more confirmation. On the 15-minute time frame, and we also have a fair value gap within that order block. And I like to label this confluence an OB plus FVG. So this is a double confluence because we have 2 points of interest at the same price point. In addition to this, looking at the move to the downside, we had solid displacement. Displacement is key. Dropping down to the lower time frame to get extra confirmation, we saw a reaction to the downside after this short-term high was taken out on the 5-minute. So the 1-minute then presented a clean break of structure or market structure shift, telling us that price is showing a willingness to move to the downside. As bear in mind, this all happened within this order block area, our higher time frame point of interest. And don't forget, this is during the London session. Even though it's not in the ideal kill zone, it's still in the London session. So once this short-term high was swept and we saw a market structure shift to the downside as price was retracing into the lower time frame premium arrays, I decided to jump in for sells because this was a high confirmation trade. Again, we're following the same confluences, keeping it simple. I had my entry in a good premium area with my stop loss safely above the highs, and my take profit was much lower. I was monitoring price action, expecting price to push down to create new lows, which is exactly what it did. After it started pushing down to make new lows, I was monitoring price action. Once it broke these lows and started consolidating, I decided to take my profits, catching over 100 pips by following this exact checklist. And remember, risk management is key. So let's wrap this up. Here's your A+ ICT checklist. Start with context. Are you in a premium or discount zone? What's the overall sentiment? So look for a liquidity sweep, stops cleared, perfect. Use precise entry triggers like fair value gaps or order blocks. manage your risk 1 to 2% max. Time your trades with session bias in mind. So follow these steps and you'll have a clear, repeatable process to find high probability trades. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what's the one step you're going to focus on in your next trade. Let's keep improving together. Remember to check out the links in the description to join our private Discord and to get funded guaranteed. See you in the next one.